The peace of mind can be gained only by withdrawal from the world, by stilling the vortices of the mind. But how much inner peace is appropriate in a world that contains Attica, Vietnam, Johnny's, Biafra, Pakistan, and Sub Sahara Africa? The world contains these countries because the peace of mind is missing. The root cause is that man is not silence. Hence, violence, all kinds of violence happens. Because of Vietnam and because of Attica, much peace of mind is needed. They are symptoms of something like cancer inside human consciousness. They are not diseases themselves, they are simply symptoms, and they cannot be cured directly until and unless the root cause is cut absolutely, destroyed absolutely. Man has lived in war down the ages, always. Out of 3000 years, only 700 years were not of war, and not in one stretch. Sometimes for one day there was no war on the earth, sometimes for a few days. Otherwise, the war has continued. War is the greatest thing that the man has remained involved with. Destruction seems to be very, very attractive. Killing and murder seems to be the goal of human mind. In 3000 years, man has fought over 5000 wars. Victim is nothing new. It is as ancient as man. It is not something that is happening today. It has always been there because the man is ill. And you ask me how much inner peace is appropriate? As much as you can manage. The more you have, the better. Because only pools of peace will destroy the compulsive attraction towards violence. Only pools of peace all over the world. Many, many Buddhas will be able to create a new vibe, a new wave, a new consciousness in which war becomes impossible, in which all energy moves in a creative way, all energy moves towards love. So don't say, I understand the logic of it. The logic is if man becomes very peaceful, then he will not bother about these countries. If people become very silent and very peaceful, they won't care what is happening in the world around them. They will become indifferent. So, how much peace is appropriate? That's why you ask this question. But try to understand the war is not the disease itself. Peace is missing in the heart, hence, the war exists. The war is a consequence. More peace and less war is the result. If peace becomes predominant, war will disappear. War cannot disappear by the efforts of people who call themselves pacifists. War cannot disappear because of Bertrand Russell. War cannot disappear because there are people who are against war. No. The people who are against war will create another war. You can see, if you have observed a pacific protest, you can see the how warlike they are, shouting, screaming, protesting. You can see in their faces they are dangerous people. They may call themselves pacifists, but they don't know what peace means. They are very argumentative, arrogant, ready to fight. It almost always happens that a peace protest becomes a battlefield between the police and the pacifists. The pacifist is not really the man of peace. He is against war. He is so much against war that he will be ready to go for war if that is needed. The cause changes, but the war continues.